Hi, my name is Belgica and I am an actress, and today I'm going to talk about what a commercial audition looks or how it has looked in my experience. And I'm actually filming a commercial audition right now as we speak. That's why I have the gray background and my classic makeup, very natural makeup and straight hair for my auditions. I have my self-tape audition set up here in my bedroom. I just wanted to share with you guys what the self-tape auditions look like for commercial auditions and in-person auditions as well. They are a little bit different, but I just wanted to tell you for self-tape auditions first, since that's literally what I am doing right now. In the description of the self-tape audition that my agency sent me, they told me what they wanted to see from me. And this one is a high-tech company in San Francisco. They wanted me to show a full body shot. So right now this is horizontal and it is close up. But for the full body shot, I did shoot it vertically, just a couple of seconds, and I like to move just ever so slightly so that they can see that I am filming a little video and they can see my body a little bit more rather than me just attaching a photo. And so it is okay to put it vertically. And then after that, I would bring it back to this right here. This is how I'm shooting my self-tape audition right now. And they asked me to slate my name, my agency, the project, the role I am auditioning for, and then do my profiles. Hi, my name is Belgica Rodriguez. I'm with Marla Del Talent, and this is for something that I do is I make sure that my hair is back so that you can see my ears, because if they for some reason want to do a close-up and want a particular looking ear, then when I do this slate to the side, I am showing my ears. And then another thing that sometimes they ask you to do, especially if it's some kind of tech company or, you know, just a product company where you're going to be holding their product, is to show them the front and the back of your hands. So this I would usually do in this part of the slate. So after I'm done with, you know, showing my profiles, or even before the profiles, I can show my hands about this much. You also don't want to make your slate super, super long because they're watching a lot of self-tape auditions. So after that, I would cut it. So I would edit it there, and then I would start my monologue or whatever I am saying. Usually for commercial auditions, they ask you to look directly at the camera like I am doing now. And then if for some reason it's a scene in a commercial and it's more, you know, theatrical, then you would look directly to the left or directly to the right of the camera, and then you would have your conversation here with that person. But because this one specifically, they did ask me to look straight into the camera, I will be looking straight into the camera for this audition. And then when I'm done with whatever dialogue they asked me to say, so usually it's some kind of sides or like a piece of their script or a monologue that they give you, or they might just ask you to just share something about yourself because they just want to see what you look like when you talk and what your personality is like. I like to send 1 to 2 takes, and it is going to be one video. And if you are sending this to your agency, they're likely to want it in a format that they can easily download it, and always send one video. Even if you are doing 2 or 3 takes, just send it in one video. And usually for my agency or anybody I'm submitting to that does want to download it, I do Vimeo downloadable. So you do have to get a premium account for that. And then you can set a password for it and make it downloadable and share the password with them, or they might tell you what they want the password to be, just so if they get a bunch of Vimeo auditions, they know the same password for all of those auditions for that time. Another way that we usually do it is we transfer, or Google Docs, Dropbox. It really just depends on what they like to do. And then some people, which I absolutely love this because this is the easiest way for me, is that they just accept a YouTube unlisted link. So you just go to YouTube, you upload it, you can edit the name of your audition, and then you will just put it as unlisted and share that link. So the unlisted means that nobody can find this video unless they have this very, very particular link. In-person commercial auditions are very, very similar to this. Usually I bring my headshot and resume with me, even though most of the time nowadays they don't really take it because they have all of the information online. They have everything well organized on their laptops when they're auditioning you. I usually come in, check in with the person that's at the front, you know, close-ish to my time. Don't get to your audition too extremely early, but sometimes when you do get there early, they might, you know, have people that didn't show up, or they might be ahead of the game and might be able to accept you. But if you get there really, really early, maybe you go in, it's crowded, maybe, you know, exit, and then you can come in a little bit closer to your time. But usually there's a place for you to check in when you come in, and then you can tell them your name, your agency, and what time your audition was for. Sometimes if you have a scene with somebody else, they'll tell you, okay, you're going to be auditioning with this person. If you want to like read the script with them or get to know them and talk a little bit, I will, you know, try and make friends with these people, because it's very likely that I either already know them or that I'm going to see them again in these auditions. Just talk to them about the script, about if they, you know, have any ideas what they want to do, if it's something where it requires action, or if they have any experience in this, like if it's soccer, do they like soccer? Have they played? How long have they played? And then that will also allow you to get to know them a little bit better and have better chemistry once you get inside of the room. After you're done reading it a few times and some time has passed, they'll usually have you either stand or sit next to the audition room, the actual room, instead of like the holding area, the lobby, just so you know that you are up next. And then as soon as they open the door and say, we're ready for you, you're right there, right outside. And then you come in, they'll greet you. Don't talk too much because they have so many auditions to go through. And even though they might really like you, they don't want to waste a bunch of time because they're seeing a lot of people. For commercial auditions, I have noticed that there's less people. Sometimes the client is there just sitting in the background, checking everything out. And then there'll be that person that works for the casting company with the camera, recording everything. And they'll usually tell you, okay, did you, get to read the sides? You know what we're doing? Okay, for your slate, we want you to do this. So they'll usually tell you what they want in that in-person audition slate there. And they'll say something like, okay, tell us your name and your height, and then give us your profiles or show us your hands. And it's the same thing. So the same thing as the slate I said before. And then you'll go into your scene with the other people, or, reenact or do the sides that they gave you, or sometimes it is just an action. So just do the action, and then they might give you a little bit of feedback or changes that they want you to do. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like the way you did it. They're just trying to direct you more towards what they are going for. When the audition is done, they'll usually say, thank you so much for coming in. And if you have any props, you can just leave them there however you found them. And then you can exit after they say thank you, and you can say thank you. Don't need to shake hands or anything. Just because, when you're auditioning a bunch of people, maybe you're having snacks and your hands are clean, you're touching your own items. When you shake hands with anybody else, your hands are getting dirty, especially if there's any coronavirus or flu or anything going around. You really just don't want to shake hands and transfer those germs. Just let them be. Smile. A smile is, like I've said before, is a great way to say hello, a great way to say goodbye. And then after the audition, how do you know you have been cast, or how long should you wait? I always say this, whenever you audition for anything, make sure they have all of your correct contact information. Make sure you are easily accessible. Other than that, forget about it, because they are likely not to tell you anything unless you have been cast, or they will put you on check avail. So check availability, it usually means that they are very interested in you. They might be using you. You might be one of two people that they're choosing from, or you might be the person that they would like to use, and now they're just seeing if you are available. So they're checking for your availability, and they'll usually ask you to hold those dates if they are choosing between you and somebody else, or they're not sure exactly the dates they are filming at. After that, they'll say, okay, we're gonna go forward with this, and they'll send you all of the information that you need to be on set. I don't think I have ever heard back, even when I have been on check avail, that they are not using me. So usually if it's a really big gig that I'm excited about, I'll put it in my calendar as, don't do anything else this day as far as going out of town or something like that, just in case they lost the person they originally wanted and then they end up calling me really early that day or really late the night before, then I can be available. And other than that, I basically know that I haven't been cast because it's the day of and they're currently filming. And because I know you're likely going to ask, how do you get your commercial auditions? The highest paying ones that I get are always through my agency in San Francisco, Marla Del Talent. I don't have a commercial agent yet in LA, but I would love to get one very, very soon. And other than that, I do use LA Casting, SF Casting, and Backstage. Those are just the websites that I enjoy using and the websites that I have gotten jobs from. And I have lots of other videos about those websites if you're interested in them. And this is my experience, what I have experienced as far as commercial auditions in San Francisco and LA. I'm sure it's different for different companies in different countries and cities. So let me know if there's anything different in where you live, or if you have any other questions about commercial auditions. Thank you so much for watching. At the end of every video, I feature another channel. This is today's feature. If you would like to be featured on my next video, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment.